Hey Lavi, it's Brandon. Just wanted to show you some of the differences that are in Rafferty's versus CP. All this stuff pretty much functions the same, the sending of a text and whatnot. Um, they have add party rather than add reservation. Like so on reservation Matradee it should be add reservation, but on waitlist Matradee it should be add party. So Rafferty's is a waitlist, so they have add party. That's one. The other one is they have party sizes, so it actually, if you add in, it counts the number of the size of your party. So, lobby, birthday party. Oh, better yet, how's this? Wedding.
Dad, you can't read.
Then read somewhere else in the red room.
Upstairs.
So we go to 6. Excuse me, Lobby. So if I put in a party size of 6 and hit add party, you'll notice that the color changes, right? So you have Lavi wedding, and the color changes to yellow because parties that are of a size of 5 or higher turn yellow. And then you can see here it says, 1, if we put another one in, Bob, party of 7. Now we have, it shows, higher 5. So, and then if you have one, Brandon, and then it shows, parties of 1 to 4 is 1. And then I think if we go, let me see, that's a 7, okay. Frank. I'm just trying to figure out where it turns blue. Maybe it's the 8th. 8 or higher. Nope. So it must be Sally. Maybe it's 10 or higher. Let's try 9. Oh, must be 10. Okay, so parties of 10 or higher are blue. No, I guess not. Um, no. Huh. So, anyhow, I thought there was 3 colors. So, as you can see, it shows parties of 5 or higher. Oh, I get it. What this is supposed to do, which it's not doing, this should be parties of 1 through 4. There's 2, right? 1, 2 down here, see? And then this is saying parties of 5 higher, so higher than 4. So 5 or more, so we have 6. And then this is supposed to actually give us the total of all parties. And it's not doing that. So this should actually have, how many do we have here? We have 8. So all parties would be 8. So one of the things that would probably be clearer here if we had, instead of this saying names, this should probably say party sizes. And that would be clear, a party of 1 through 4, 5 or more, and then all parties, and then it would be 0. So this really should be tallying up all parties. this would only count the parties that are larger than 5. And this counts the parties 1 through 4. So that's one of those nuances that we want in place. Also, if you put in 4, like for preceding, if the hostess puts in 4 and clicks, she can put in 8 and 9. If I click save on any one of these, it saves all of these. So watch. Well, it's a little slow. But anyhow, see how it saved them all? I think on CP, if I put in 4, 7, 8, and 9 and go click save for 4, when it refreshes, 7 and 9 aren't there. So I know John had to code this especially for Rafferty's, which makes sense because that's what they do. They go when they fill out all these as it gets really busy, and if they have to save each time, it slows things down. So that's another reason why this code is a little more advanced, because it has that ability. What else is there? So we have the party sizes, and if we can reword that instead of saying name, maybe put party size here. Then over here we have call-ins, walk-ins, which is correct. Oh, okay, right. Add party, so remove reservation, which CP I think has. I don't think CP has this piece, which is VIP. So if you click on Frank, because we found out he's a VIP, it highlights him, so the staff knows that they're going to seat him right away. It doesn't have to make him first. It just lets staff know that they're going to seat him right away because he turns purple. He's a VIP. So I don't think CP has that either. So we want to have that feature. And what else? Oh, another important, when you go to the seated page, we didn't seat anybody. Hold on. Let me seat some people. So if I seat you, me, Bob, and then we go to the seated page. This is another important logic. Took John a while. It says seated 33. Now what that's counting is not the number of parties, because there's only 5 parties here. What's important for the restaurant, it actually knows how many, it counts how many people in the parties were seated. So if you add these up, you'll come up with 33 people. And that's important because they use this information to communicate to the kitchen how many people have been seated every 15 minutes. So I think actually John has code in here where this like refreshes every 15 minutes to tell you how many people have been seated. And so that's an important enhancement that none of our other systems have. So on the seated page, we want to make sure we have this code where it's actually calculating the number of people who've been seated, not just the number of parties. We got that here, see? And I don't know why this isn't working. So those are, the 2 important things. The 3 important things. So, okay, to recap, we want to change add reservation, add party. We want to have the ability to make sure we change this to party size, and then we track the number of parties that are the size one person to 4 person parties, 5 person or higher parties, and then this should work where just all parties. So right here this should be 3. Okay. This should be 2, which it is, and this is 1. We want to have the color coding, and we also want to have the VIP. So you can click on that and just highlights the person as a VIP. We want to have the ability to pre-seat people and not have to click each time to save. You can click just one and it saves them all. Like that. And as I just showed you too, once they're seated, in the seated page, we want to have the capability to track the number of people in each party that have been seated. Now there was a feature called add back, and John doesn't have it in here, but there was a button that actually said add back that you would click, and it would actually, so if the restaurant made a mistake and seated the wrong person or the wrong party, they'd click add back. So there wasn't a canceled button here. It changed this changed to add back, and it wasn't even a button. It was just a hyperlink that said add back. So if they made a mistake and seated the wrong person, you'd click add back, and it would just put them back on the wait list. I think Dave & Buster's has that code, but so anyhow, those are the major important differences. I'll send this to you now.